So this is assignment number 32. And as I was just mentioning, you do not need to do this puzzle, but you do need to cross off your mixed up answers. So all of these need to be neatly done on the paper. And on ones like this, girls and boys, you may move the decimal here. You may move it right on your paper. And then when you bring it to your over on your paper, you should write it all cleaned up without, that's 2 places. Okay. And then take off the zeros. So use this worksheet for that. But then let's go down to this word problem because that's a little tricky and I'm going to help you with that. So this is the assignment 32 and it says, what's that? Yeah, I would put it on this paper here. On this one it says, how many sheets will fit? The paper feed on a copying machine has room for a stack of papers 4 centimeters high. So we put in the copy room, we put the paper in here, and this is about 4 centimeters. I don't need that 0.0. Okay. Then it says, if 10 sheets are 0.08 of a centimeter thick, let's see, make sure that's okay. How many sheets will fit? So every 10 sheets of paper is 0.08 thick. So that's for 10 sheets of paper. So how much paper can fit? Does anybody have an idea what you might have to do? Matthew, what?
Divide 0.800.
Brilliant. That's part 1. So in other words, here's a stack of 10.08. Here's another stack of 10.08. Another stack of 10.08. So he's absolutely right. We need to find out how many stacks we can fit in there. So he's right. You take your total and you divide it by the 0.08. And then, so first guy goes in the house, divided by 0.08. And then I need to do what? Put a decimal and then move it how many places? 1, 2, 1, 2. And then clean it up because I want to make sure that you don't have any extraneous zeros there that you don't need. And here we go. And I think this is going to go in perfectly. Does 8 go into 4?
No.
No, so put an O for no so you don't make a mistake, put a number there. Does 8 go into 40?
Yes.
5 times. In fact, does anybody know what the answer is?
50.
50, because we have to have a number over each one, and the only one it would be 0, because that went in perfectly, and basically we're done. All right, then, so now that is 50 stacks. Sorry about that. 50 stacks of, there's 10 papers in every stack. How many papers would there be all together? 500, because you take the 50 stacks times 10 in every stack. And this is mental math. So that is what? 500. So, does everybody get it? All right. So that is going to go right here, 500. How many sheets? 500 sheets. That is it. And again, all you need to do is cross off your answer. If you felt like doing the puzzle, those 2 little dashes, every one I see, I would put an S, I would put an S, I would put an S. But again, this is optional. You don't need to do that. So I think I'll have to get you some more in just a second. I don't have any.
So on the 2, on like the dividing, do you just want us to divide or do this like we're not doing?
On these, there's no rounding. On these, there's no rounding. And by the way, you can move your decimal on these. You base it on your divisor. Yeah. Oops. Okay, there you go. Alrighty. Again, to avoid having all those zeros, we're taking this number divided by 0.05. I can move it here 1 place as long as I move it over 1. So then you can put your 167 divided by 5. How many places would I have to move it on this one?
What?
Well, it's this number
Oh,
goes on the inside divided by this number.
So 2.
2. So it's going to be 1, 2. That's why I usually don't do it, because it's easier to see it when you have it like this. You can see clearly that it's going to be 2. And some people only think it's going to be 1. 1, 2. And then we're good to go. 260 divided by, oops, I shouldn't have done that there in pen. And then you can put it on your paper. Anyway, let's go to the back real quick. So there is a back, but I want to make sure that we're not doing this anymore. I'm going to look at this third problem, 3.2.7, and trust me, I know that there are a couple people that I believe did this on one of the pretest. So this goes in here. Please don't write this. Please do not write this. 1,000. This is all bad. 1,000 does not go in. 1,000 does not go in. I have to add another 0. Now it goes in 3 times. 3 times that is 3,000. Subtract it. I get 270. I have to put another 0. I'm already worn out. That goes in 2,000. And I saw, again, I think it was 2 people that did this on the pretest. And put another 0 and divide again, and I get a 7.
I mean, that could have been just like simple.
Oh, yeah, you really just had to.
So I'm going to do it again. 3.2.7 divided by 1,000. If I'm taking $32 and I'm dividing it among 1,000 people, are we going to get very much money? No. Our number is going to get smaller. And how I get smaller is not going to the right, is going to the left. So all you need to do is count the number of zeros, 1, 2, 3, and then move over 1, 2, 3.
It's easy as that.
It's as easy as that.
It's like the opposite of multiplying.
Yes, it's the opposite of multiplying. So again, let's real quick do this first section, which is I'm dividing by how many zeros? So I move it over 1 place, and we're done. This one, how many places do we move it over?
2.
So 1, 2, and we're done. 0.327, and we just did this one, but we'll do it again. I'm going in 3 zeros, so we move it in 1, 2, 3, 0.0327. And then on this one, what do I have to do to this one?
Just divide it over.
No, just move it once from this.
Yeah, you have to put the decimal, and you're right, move it in once. So it's 32.7. And there's 5 answers. There's 4 problems. One's going to be left over. Here, we found this one, 0.3. We found this one, and 32.7. The one that is left over is where you put it under the number 1. So that D, we're going to put it right here. And this one, there's only 6 things or 7, so I would do this one. Is it 8? Yeah, I think there's 8. Thank you. And so all of these are basically the same. This one I might pull it out of here so I can see my final answer, but put the decimal very light. And then how many places over am I going to go? 2. So 1, 2. And you may leave your answer, just clean it up a little bit. And we're done. So 0.05. Then this one I'm going to just pull out. In fact, I won't even put the decimal. I'll start my movement from where that decimal was. And we have to divide by how many zeros?
3.
So we're going to go back 1, 2, and 3. And done. 0.00508. So make sure that there's no decimal here. Is that it? Done. And then this one, what is this going to be?
1.
You're going to move it over 1 place. So again, I'm not going to put the decimal, but I'm going to put my pen where it was and go over once, and there's my answer. And where is that? That's right here. And this last one, again, it is 5080. How many places over do we divide by? 1. So it's just going to be 1, and it is 508. So this one gets the letter A for the number 4. All right. And then all of these are the same. Do you see that they're the same? They're all dividing by tens, thousands, hundreds. Can you handle those? Yes, you guys can. You guys can begin. Yes, ma'am, I can do that.